called back to the Zeppeljärni Palace again? Ugh, seriously. What's the point in all these endless meetings?
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that...
Vache.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again?
How tiresome.
There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Vache.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Ugh. That's kinda spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
Vache. Vache.
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water. Huh? Hang on. Hey, Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Vache, are you... my dear Vache? No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Wait. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on... Yes, that is what I was once. I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered... I also remember going to... No matter where I went, Vache would go... But now... we can no longer... No! Our reunion no longer has... The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath... If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters. If only I could have comforted him. Told him... Is that what you call it? It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless... I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then see... I think I hear your companion. Farewell then. I am...
Wake up! Come on, hurry! Navi is outnumbered!
Demoiselle, look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Chlorand? Quick, now's our chance! I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorand. But before I do so, could you explain how—
I followed you.
I believe that following someone without their
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure—
Do not speak!
Sorry, demoiselle.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but
Sorry,
Whatever. What else do you know?
I doubt I know much more than you. Your performance tonight will almost
I'm sure they've known about— And what about these Gardamex?
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I can only conclude that some—
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina—
Yes. Be careful, and—
I will continue investigating, no matter what. Regardless, thank you—
I do not think that those—
Right. I suppose that's the best—
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was
I know, she's—
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for. Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang. Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to save us too. We got lucky there.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a fair— As such, we're still partners.
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula.
All right.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off.
Huh? Really?
Yes. All thanks to you grabbing my— After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I saw that the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky. Fanta only comes in sweet flavors, so how could it have tasted salty?
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk—
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak.
Huh. Really?
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate. That's when I figured out that you might be in
What? Why would they go after—
Well, you did foil a plan that— Speaking of which, did anything strange—
Well, it can't be a coincidence that the Traveler fainted just now. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too! But it was real faint. Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
new intel? While you—
Well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh, it— Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene. But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue— Oh, you mean—
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook, so—
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula.
You talk too much. Well, we also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can
Don't worry, you two. With us around...
I need to get out more.
Take a break.
It's right up ahead.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone's...
Very good.
I shall find rooms for our...
Thank you, Maloose. Now, let's continue.
Come on, keep up. Pick up the pace. Take a break. Pick up the pace. Come on, keep up. Pick up the pace. Pick up the pace. Take a break.
This is your base? It's not quite...
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present
Well, our funds have been a little... After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Your father... He was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right?
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me...
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful. 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor, instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the... 3 years later, I still don't understand. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, the closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial
So that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in, but I haven't found a single new... However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind it, I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now, here I am investigating his death.
Demoiselle, please, if there is anything...
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not some... People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf.
But how could... never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused...
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the...
Oh! Her? Well, then, yeah. That's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Miss Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was only ever one choice.
It's not that I don't understand her at all.
But don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
Afterward, Miss Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety. Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me? All right, anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just thanks. You two
Yeah! Paimon's speak.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure...
Paimon's, huh? Navia?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get the... But never mind that. When did you get back?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I after having such...
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking.
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere. I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But that does prove that this Vache person is a key witness in the incident.
Does that mean we're too late, though?
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible. And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed files... If the Oceanid you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there.
So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. In that case, let's go talk to him!
No, it's nothing.
Adventuring underground is way more fun than I thought.
The Palais is right up ahead. Come on.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with a fit. Huh. This place does look pretty.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago?
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a...
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're...
All right, then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice...
Thanks so much.
Please come in.
How tiresome. Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance.
So you're not?
We're looking for a man called Vache. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be...
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to touch?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vache has been involved in any case. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Traveler, what if it was really just...
Is that so? All right, then.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly...
And what are you trying to say? Are you trying to console me? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the... In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those... If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did everything was hanging? There are still so many things I never got to tell him. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all... It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express... Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Navia, are you...
I'm fine. Rain.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building?
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder...
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait. You don't mean...
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water and then got washed away with the rain? Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're complete... All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new...
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to... Great. Let's go then.
Come on, keep up.
Whoa, what a huge ship!
There's no need to be so surprised. My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our tastes in a gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious... Paimon was confused why a group with such a But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself...
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all.
Take a break. Come on, keep up. How tiresome. Pick up the pace. Pick up the pace. Come on, keep up.
Yep, they might have it.
How tiresome. Take a break. How tiresome.
Melus, we're back!
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our... You said before that you still had some business.
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You still remember, right, Melus? On that...
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were...
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, at a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also...
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that if you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything. As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath. But no matter how much they threatened... Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by... That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who...
Huh? How did that...
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious. But looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left at the scene. Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought they were some costumes that... But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired. You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're...
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. I think this third person is On that note, however, even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as your and your father's butler, I must still offer Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with. Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to live. There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both
If that's indeed what he wished for, then Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death? And live out my life just as I've never accepted that. Ever. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake.
Davia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite
So you do know something else, Malus?
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already... But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, demoiselle, had been selected as the...
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness. And the serial disappearances case cost him. 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence, but as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victim.
Right, so nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to...
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful were still far preferable than losing...
So he chose to die in silence.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this... Malus, What was the key evidence that...
It's the location where synth is produced. When he was threatening the enemy, boss didn't shit. But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things.
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we...
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization. There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount. The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to...
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
Huh. That's true. Seems my father really had no choice. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this move.
I am the butler, after all. I live, but I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But consider...
Thank you for all of that, Malus. Have you...
Let me think. One conclusion I came to is that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an inform... When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark. If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, after several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, the first is Florent.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew there's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrère.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. Boss helped it. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, it's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own...
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically...
I see. These are to think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been...
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
Of course. And thank you, Malus. You've provided...
You're too kind, my lady. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him. After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson today. If it might help, you could also pay them.
Aw, thank you so much, Mel.
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work together to uncover the...
Pick up the pace. This tea party is
It
over.
is settled, then. Please excuse me.
Thank you for arranging everything for us.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything? Must.
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time.
If it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mora and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques?
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you. Because I didn't know what I know. Only the full truth could bring closure to—
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less—
Would you mind sharing it with me?
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest— So when Mr. Callus came to him with a proposal, he accepted it all. He tried to be as careful as he could.
They found out—
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. I don't know that for sure, but you could say— Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callus had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense.
But Mama, why is Papa? Papa always wanted to be a good man.
Well, things aren't always as they seem.
Yeah, Papa was a really—
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword, he must have done so to give you a better life.
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things is not something I'm willing to just—
Thank you. I'm very grateful to hear. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time any—
Guys. Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Laurent should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in front—
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, after my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel— Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callus was feeling pretty upbeat that day. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would— My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the— But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring in— The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a third person.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with— But hold on. If that's what had happened, he didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Malus told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why. I'll tell you everything once the.
I understand. Then, and if I may just say one more thing. The whole callous the unfaithful epithet has been a thorn. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callous, but it was Mr. Callous's trust that allowed me to rise through no matter what others might say. He'll always—
Don't worry. I will. You and all our other
Go. How tiresome. Come on, keep up.
Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia?
Oh, so you've got news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callus did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying... Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours?
Yes. These two are... What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father...
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? If you want to go through the original files from your father...
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question.
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own. Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city. So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me...
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from controlling them. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the synth business would definitely be profitable enough to afford...
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote. Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come...
Pick up the pace.
Which is more valuable? Unlimited moral?
How tiresome. Pick up the pace. take a break? Come on, keep up.
Hello. How may I help you? I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? Sure. I will let...
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the top.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other...
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Arrhenius by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attack. If not for the vigilance of my partner,
Oh, you're giving us too much
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past. But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabrières will use its...
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go... Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry. The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have... Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself.
Sounds good. Just let me... All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend...
I'll just treat them as new samples.
Wheel of Life.
Pick up the pace.
We've talked to all 3 suspects.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose that's to be expected. Anyway, even though we didn't make a...
But where should we start? Ah, you're right! Flora mentioned that Callus
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice before he left home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father. Had he refused...
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his boss.
Huh. So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be... makes sense. But without evidence... Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Uncle Marcel? And And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number of Gardamex. It's still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Mars... Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of Mora and energy to fight his own synth business? Thierry, you say? Huh. It is, but I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha.
Yeah, had he actually tampered with the mecha? If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out.
Florent? It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance of learning about his dealings with Jacques. But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security, so he shouldn't have much means when it comes to find.
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mecha army?
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, who could it be? You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel isn't—
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate. Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes, Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't have any other options right now. We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking...
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the...
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got...
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
What? Is that...
Yeah, we know him.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit.
Wait, how? None of our investigations have had any...
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell... If the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guard...
Right, because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
Yeah, and it'll be a lot harder then to clear Mr. Callus's name.
I understand. Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Just as since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention... You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then, let's do this. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to...
We'll help you, just like you helped us.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malus, Silver. When did you two...
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you... It's our hope that your confidence...
Thank you so much.
See you then! Now that Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over.
You at the front, keep moving. You at the back, catch up and keep pace. Double time it! Are you on a run or a date? Really? Fantastic. Guess they volunteered for extra a little combat sprint training. Half push-ups, chest beneath the bar during pull-ups, cutting corners off. No way they can fight with their muskets like this. What'll they do if a criminal bolts? Ditch their gear and give chase? Not really. It's just getting to the marked location within the time limit while carrying all their packs don't even include the usual supplies for long. I launch a signal flare. They must.
But Captain!
Another subpar performance, and I'll be firing it from my musket. All right, look alive, you slugs. Time for another round. On your feet, now! Move, move!
Captain...
According to Malusa's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance.
Take a break. Pick up the pace. Come on, keep up.
Entrance that leads to this. Ah, you're right. An important place like this is bound to have it. Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stop.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind—
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with some— However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can— I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the opera. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best.
No.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going— In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit.
That case had nothing to do with him. Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very—
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had— We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearance. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default.
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway. So I'll take you up on that offer. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do?
You may take a seat for now in the audience. But that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the
That person is... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabriere!
Huh? What confrérie? Never...
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may...
Yes.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please... Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that... Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that...
Apologies, sir. It all just happened so quick. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived...
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfit. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was... Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember, if that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the These are the known facts about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still hadn't... in truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized... After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial... Something... This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead. A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise him, but now it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene. And since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus. However, in the end, he reconsidered, and instead shared everything with Callus, hoping to seek the Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial—
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should—
but I think I agree with everything Navia just said.
Then, may I ask some questions? 1. Do you have the
I'm afraid— Boo! I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around—
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable—
Why do I feel like Farina's acting—
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself.
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last—
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had
I've thought about this too. And the answer is actually pretty simple. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit— What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the series.
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our— Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retained the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to—
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have— But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth.
So, during the duel, did you—
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father—
Right? What she said was fascinating, but—
Wait, weren't they just talking about this—
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental...
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Not what she can say to...
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some... Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me and—
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's, but the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
I do apologize, demoiselle.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first... You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for... Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the
Seems like she got the wrong guy. At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accused.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting, but aren't you going against all of his... He wished for you to become more rash once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things.
This isn't just about me. The biggest difference between me and the people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their love, many people's images are flashing before my eye. And whose image do you see, Mars? Is it a man named Vache? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone.
I was waiting for you to say that.
By royal decree. Guys. Take a break. Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
How tiresome. Pick up the pace.
Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
Cha!
The water level is rising! Now we can swim to the top! But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Take a break? Odds reveals us. Wheel of life. How tiresome. Come on, keep up. How tiresome. Come on, keep up. Take a break. Pick up the pace.
Now the path is clear! Let's go! Keep up. How tiresome. Pick up the pace. Take a break. Come on, keep up. Life goes on. By royal decree! Take a break. Let's test my hypothesis. Come on, keep up. How tiresome. Come on, keep up.
Insubordination! Odds revealed!
How tiresome.
After all, though, as expected, the master... That's right. What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but... What? Huh? You mean the girls from the series? And then they were turned in, and all the boxes of things. These snakes. Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes detect. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him. Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would. This should prove. We still have not determined the exact. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he can act whenever he wants to make our lives. I concur. Let's send someone to kill. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water. That means this is where they make all the synth. And if you dilute it with normal water, Paimon will take notes on this encrypt. Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Stock sample? Huh. Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's super obvious. What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved. Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. How can someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact... You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why he did all of these Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! Vache was no victim, but personally took his lover and... No, that's not it either! If that's the case... In any case... We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like... Yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals... No wonder even Neuvillette wasn't able to find anything. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera... Sure thing. Then you found her. Aw, it's just a normal funny! A whole page is... The final name she... Marcel. Wait, but... Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on... Hey! Paimon still...